Nuggets climbed out of a 20-point deficit to beat the Lakers by 2. Jamal Murray buried a game winner over Anthony Davis. Let's watch that last shot together.
I love it. Don't call it. Tie ball game. Worst can happen. We go to overtime. Murray makes a move.
A true buzzer beater. Not all game-winning shots in the final seconds are buzzer beaters, Bennett. Sometimes they go through the net and the buzzer ain't sounded yet. But that was a true buzzer beater. Jamal Murray, ball leaves his hand. Buzzer. Shot clock light goes on. Through the net. Game winner. Anthony Davis got switched on him. Contested. Just a great shot. I know people are goofing on AD a little bit because of the way he walked out of the press conference last night. They asked him about that sequence. He's got his sunglasses on because, I guess the lights are bright. And they said, what happened on that final sequence? He said, Jamal Murray made a shot, dropped the mic, and walked out.
Yeah.
But, that is what happened. That's what happened.
Yeah, AD had a tough day yesterday because he was also asked about being a potential
he said,
defensive player.
I'm the best defensive player in the world. I've never won the award. I'm the best defensive player in the world. And then Jamal Murray
cooks you.
Yeah, but
and you fall into the bench, and the whole team jumps on top of you. That's a tough scene.
In fairness,
that's a tough scene, dude.
In fairness, and maybe this is evidence that he's not the best defensive player in the world. Mm-hmm. But in fairness, who is Jamal Murray not hitting that shot on? If he's hitting that shot on Anthony Davis,
Wemby.
That's it. That's the answer.
Wemby's blocking that.
That's the only answer. So maybe Victor Wembanyama is the best defensive player in the world, not Anthony Davis. But I don't know that whole I understand it wasn't a great day. It started with I'm the best defensive player in the world. It ended with you saying Jamal Murray made a shot and dropping out of and dropping a mic and walking out of a press conference. And in between there, he did make a game winner buzzer beater in your face.
Yeah.
But I don't know what else he could have done. They switched it, which is you're gonna switch it.
Yep.
It was a Murray Jokic high screen. They switched it. And he contested, and Jamal Murray made, that's the type of shot he can make. That's why he's one of the best shot makers in the world, because he can make that shot.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with what Embiid said about Knicks Sixers in the sense that I think they can come back and make that a series just because they have looked – that's been competitive, and there have been long stretches where the Sixers, especially last night, looked like the best team on the floor. So I think they can make the Lakers. I don't think that.
Some of it is mental too in that one. I think
they played a great game last night.
They should have won the game.
They should have won the game. It feels like they are just throwing everything they've got at the Nuggets, and it's just not.
You
got be
as good as you can reasonably hope for from LeBron at this age,
right?
And that's not even to try to discount what he was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He got tired, but he was largely amazing.
Yep.
AD was great until he wasn't.
Right.
And some of that was Denver, changing defensive assignments, and some of that was the Lakers just putting the ball in LeBron's hands and setting a screen and hoping LeBron makes a play. There's blame to go around, but LeBron played well, AD played well.
Yep.
And at the end,
you had a 20-point lead.
You had a 20-point lead, a 12-point lead going into, double-digit lead going into the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't get it done. And again, it's where the mental thing, it's easy to tell yourself, okay, we just lost 2 games on the road. We're going back home. Now all we got to do is win 2.
Yeah.
We got to do what they just did, which is win 2 at home. And then we're tied 2-2, and we're in a best of 3 going back to Denver. It's fine. We're fine. The problem with that approach, and I agree with you, it's much more reasonable to wrap your head around if you're Philly. Because if you're Philadelphia, you can say, we still had the best player in this series. We're still the better team in this series. We should have won game 2. Let's just go home and win these next 2. We're going to be favored in both. Let's go home and win these next 2. And then we'll come back to New York and we'll take care of this. I don't know that they're going to. They're obviously underdogs at this point, but I can sort of make sense of that. With the Lakers, this ain't just a 2-game thing.
No.
These dudes been beating your brains in for a while. You haven't been able to figure it out. And even when it looked like you kind of did, you can't get it done. And
you got your coach last night saying they don't know what to do about Jokic, which listen, I get it, but you can't say that out loud.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I get it, but you don't want to say I don't get bothered when coaches say things when they're understandable. Like what he's really saying there, Darvin Ham, is that's the best player in the world.
Yeah, he's amazing, right?
He's amazing, and my God, what do you do? But it sometimes comes across, especially after the guy has a historically unbelievable game, or in advance of the guy having a history, it comes across as like, I'm sort of lost here. I don't think he's lost. He might be. But that's certainly the way it comes. Like, fans don't want to hear, I don't know what to do.
Right.
We keep losing, and I don't know what to do. Well, you're the coach. You're supposed to know what to do, or at least have some ideas about it. So even if it's true, and I get what he's saying, fans don't want to hear that. And the problem, of course, is just you're the older team. You're the inferior team. And now you got to go win 4 out of 5 against that team. Good luck. Like, LeBron's history as a professional athlete has not entirely, but often when he's in a playoff series, particularly in this, the early rounds of the playoffs, he is the best player in the series with the better team. Now, he gets into a series against the Warriors or the Spurs, and like maybe there's some question marks here or there, certainly early in his career. But largely, when LeBron is in the playoffs for the entirety of his career, more often than not, in a series, you could say he's got the better team and he's the best player. Neither of those things are true when he's playing the Nuggets. And that's what he's running into 2 straight years. Neither of those things are true. He's not the best player in this series. Nikola Jokic is. He's not on the better team. Denver's the better team. So when you put that in a box and say, okay, now how you beat them 4 out of 5 times when you just lost 10 in a row to them in the playoff? What are you doing? It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. I was hoping and that's where you win that one last night, which means like LeBron makes one more shot or Jamal Murray, and Jamal Murray misses, or Jamal Murray misses, you go to overtime, you win it somehow. The whole thing of it changes. Everything flips. It feels so much more manageable. Like you don't have to win 4 out of 5 anymore. You just got to win 3 of the next 5, and you got those 3 at home. It seems much more manageable. This doesn't.
Yeah, I heard Vernon talking about it yesterday. Like you need D'Angelo Russell to go big, and he did last night. And is he going to be able to do that the whole series? Likely not. He's kind of a hot and cold type player, and you got it last night, and you got to capitalize on that.
They didn't.
No.
And perhaps that's just that's the way it works sometimes. The better teams capitalize on stuff, and the inferior teams don't.
Yep.
And maybe that's just the way this stuff works.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m.